Hey, lower your standards, ladies. Listen, if you are a single woman and you want to get married, when I tell you you need to lower your standards, okay? And I know you think, you know what? Oh, no, I'm never going to lower my standards. I want him to do this and I want him to have that. And, I heard a woman actually, I kid you not, and I know women like this to this day that I have been around. The qualifications is he has to be 6'2", and he has to make more than six figures, and he have to be a preacher, he has to be a deacon, he has to go to church, and he has to have soft feet, and I want him to go with me to get a pedicure, and oh, and I don't really like a man that have a beard, and I don't like a man that has no hair, or oh, I don't really like a man that have too much hair. And not only that, but I want him to be able to, be well spoken. And, he has to have this kind of car, and he has to have this sort of money, and he has to, oh, and gosh, and I don't want him to have just an apartment. No, no, no. He has to have his own house. He has to have a great car. Oh, gosh, no, he can't just have a Kia. Oh, no. He has to have a Tesla or a Mercedes or a Jaguar. Listen, when you are riding around in a Pinto, the nerve of you, the audacity, the unmitigated gall. I personally love women that didn't date a man because, oh, well, he's in church, but he doesn't have this title. Really? And when I tell you they are still single and don't have a husband. And it's all because he didn't have the right title. Okay, come on now. That is absolutely ridiculous. Guess what? You can't be with a man that's a deacon or a preacher, but maybe he's friendly with women. So come on now, get our priorities straight. Because a man having a title don't make him a good man. A man having all these material things doesn't mean that he's a good man. He could be the worst thing that ever happened to you. But because you're looking at the material things instead of looking at the heart of a man, you could miss out on a very good man. When I tell you you need to lower your standards, listen, you are a woman that's probably in menopause, okay? You probably sweating up a storm, okay? This man gonna have to deal with you in menopause. And you have the nerve to have standards that high. Lower them. Okay, lower your standards. And I know you're thinking, you know what? No, 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 because God said he's going to send me this kind of man. God said he's going to send me that kind of man. No, he didn't. That's your list. You know how I know? Because I had a list like that too. He had to have this and he had to do this and that. But you know what? That's unrealistic expectations because you don't know what's best for you. God knows what is best for you. So lower your standards. As a matter of fact, put your standards on the level of God, right? Because he knows what life is going to be like for you. He knows what life is going to be like for you 5, 10, 15 years from now, right? He knows that you need a man that maybe you'll have to lean on when your mother passes away or when you get sick, or God forbid if you get a bad diagnosis from the doctor, or you have maybe betrayal in your family or something happened at work. He knows that you're going to need a man like that to lean on. So lower your standards. Who cares if this man doesn't go and get a pedicure? Are you kidding me right now? Okay. Come on now. Who cares whether or not? And I'm not saying, that you're supposed to be with a man that you don't think is attractive, because attraction is very important. There's nothing wrong with that. But let's not go overboard, right? Listen, men are supposed to have rough feet. Okay, listen, but that's just me. That's what I think. And rough hands. To me, that's what makes him a man, right? But now, it's a different time. We're living in a different generation. But you have to lower your standards because the man that you are looking for does not exist. Okay? You want God's best for you. You don't know what's best for you. I used to think that I knew what was best for me when I was single. And I quickly found out I had no idea. But God knew. And he sent me his best. Thank God that he didn't listen to me because we don't know what's best for us. So, ask God what kind of husband that you should have. Ask God what is best for you, right? Because I think a lot of time women look on the outer and we look at the material things and, what he have and what he does not have. But listen, he may actually have a Tesla or a Mercedes or whatever car that you think is fancy, and he doesn't come home at night. Okay, but he has a Mercedes and he has a 5-bedroom home. But listen, okay, he's verbally abusive to you. He's calling you out of your name and he doesn't come home at night. But listen, you land in his 5-bedroom home and you have all these beautiful things that you think that money can buy. But guess what? You're lonely because he doesn't come home at night and he doesn't respect you. So come on now, ladies, lower your standards. And I know you're thinking, you know what? I would never lower my standard, star. Well, guess what? You don't have to. Okay, so listen, you can take your hot flashes and your mood swings and everything that's going to come with getting older, okay, and you can just ride on through it and ride through life. But if you really want a husband and God's best, you have to lower your standards because who you are looking for does not exist. Okay, so anyway, I hope that this encourages you. God bless you. And remember, do not ever give up before the miracle happens. God bless. God bless. Bye.